That's the question that smaller creators need to ask themselves. And I don't think any of them did early on in Team 10 because it got to that point and all of them were like, "What? Why? Why am I giving Team 10 this massive percentage?" I don't want to generalize this to just bigger creators. I do want to provide some value to the smaller creators trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing it a bunch right now on TikTok, right? Where you have, I mean, new houses seemingly are popping up every single day, and they're all over the place. And again, even the structure of those is different. You know, like some of those might actually just be like, we're gonna do brand deals for the overall brand, and more of that centralized model, or it's like they're all just living there as friends, and we're all gonna like. From my read on the outside, it seems like Sway House and Hype House are very much like, we're just going to benefit off of each other's clout and being in each other's videos. And that is a very different dynamic than sort of like the Jackass or Nelk or the centralized brand approach. But there is tons of benefits of being in groups where you all are very clear that, hey, we're gonna benefit off of just making videos together. And Hype House obviously was at the very early stage of this, where it was just like, let's all just take big creators, put them in one house, and we're all gonna hopefully become more famous as a result of that. Which is like at the core what I think content houses are. It's just, what do you do from there? Because ultimately, as we've seen with Hype House and I'm sure with Sway House, where people just leave once they get to a certain point. So they're not like, those are just like sort of stops along the ride, and might be just like you look back in 10 years and you're like, oh yeah, I was in Hype House or I was in Team 10. But if you want to build something bigger as a content house, then that's a whole other discussion.
Yeah, and that is like Hype House's philosophy. Come and go as you choose, right? We have multiple people that show up throughout the day. Let's film good content. If people blow up, great. Then you have your own brand and you can kind of go do your own thing. Both examples work and have worked. I think what Sway and Hype House and a few of the other ones, like, it's working really well. I wouldn't argue that it's not. The other model works really well. You just kind of have to fine tune like what you think is right for you in this given moment. I know that like what Jimmy has is very similar to what Nelk has. Is like, we're building the brand, like we're building the Mr. Beast brand. The interesting thing for me too is like, where's this going to be in 5 years? Are we going to see people from the Hype House, Sway House? Is this going to be like the next version of the Mickey Mouse Club? That's actually how Jake, I believe I can't remember the deck. I remember seeing this deck like 4 years ago or 3 years ago. I think that's what was like one of the lines in there is like the next generation of the Mickey Mouse Club. And that's really what these things are. Like, there are these organizations that are building the next generation of celebrity talent, which kind of leads into like me thinking, and this was my philosophy 5 years ago when I started this business, that digital talent will overtake traditional talent. It's just a matter of time. It's where the eyeballs are going. Athletes are now trying to step into YouTube. Some of them are a little too late to the game, and they're going to have a hard time competing on the content scale of, hey, I stream once a day. Hey, I put out 6 videos a week. Hard to do that as a football or basketball player, but at least they're trying, and some of them are getting involved, and like guys like Kevin Hart and obviously Kevin Durant, like, they're doing great. They're killing it, and it's been fun to see. So that's like my overall philosophy on this space, and these houses are just kind of furthering that of like, how do we blow up talent as quick as possible, kind of foster them, and then see where their business goes.
Yeah, I mean, it plays into just like the viral hack of what we know works on YouTube, and I know we talked a little bit on the last episode of just like the algorithm and things like that. But the clearest way to grow on YouTube, it seems, is to collaborate with others. And like, if you can, I don't want to say like leech, but if you both can benefit by being in each other's videos, then there's a ton of upside in that. And that's what like content houses at their core are, is just like collab culture to an extreme. And basically to the point of like, we're all just co-signing each other. And like, if you just think about the history of entertainment, so much of it is co-signing people. Like, you have rappers co-signing other rappers and things like that throughout all of just music. And labels typically were the people that were co-signing people in the past. And so now we're just seeing like, okay, other creators are friends with other creators and co-signing them. And some of them are making that more formally by being in content houses. And then there's tons that are just on the side, actually just collaborating straight up. But if you are a smaller creator, like I think prioritizing collaborations is a really, really strong way to actually just like grow. And I mean, obviously you have a ton of experience in this, and I mean, you look at like ZHC, and I'm sure you could talk to this like a lot better, but I mean, ZHC is like a master of this, of collaborating and figuring out a way to add a lot of value to really big stars within YouTube, and helping to like grow off of that.
Yeah, and it's not the first time we've seen it. It's not the last time we'll see it. Zach, ZHC, everyone thinks he blew up out of nowhere, like most people do. Like, he was creating content for a long time before like he hit this niche and it did well, and he's like, all right, time to double down. So if you're a smaller creator, if one of your videos pops off, you should probably be like, I need to film another version of that video because my audience really liked it. And that's what Zach found. And he started doing Charli D'Amelio and Marshmello and Mr. Beast, and he just kind of started hitting everyone. And he has a bunch lined up for later this year and early going into next year. And it wasn't really like him leeching as much as like him providing value with like customized bags and all these like cool, like a Tesla that he drew on. That's just another way that people, like, we've seen people blow up. And he created a new genre of content on YouTube. I don't know if he specifically created this customization culture, but he's at the forefront by far of this customization culture on YouTube in this niche, and it's been a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, and really at the core of it, it is the collaborative nature of it. It's just like, going and providing value. Like, so much of this is like, I think every creator is looking for content and like a way to make good content, especially the creators that are like lifestyle content creators, like a Charli or people in Hype House or something like that. And so when you actually go to them and you're just like, hey, this is like something that we're delivering you that's outrageous, like a custom painted Tesla, it's like, oh wow, that's actually just an amazing thing for my video as well. So thank you for that. And I think that is sort of like the viral hack that ZHC has touched on here. So I think it's really, really interesting.
Yep, he gets content for his channel. They get great content for their channel, probably for multiple videos. Like if he's delivering a bus that he customized for the Hype House, Lord knows where that's at. Because I don't know how you even get a bus up to the Hype House. For me, like if I'm a small creator and I'm on TikTok, I'm on YouTube, I'm trying to make it, should you be in a content house? I think if I was in that position, I would be trying to leverage to get into some kind of a group or to put a group together, because there is strength in numbers. One of our clients, Preston, actually was in a Minecraft group called The Pack. It's like a lot of the OG guys. Lachlan was in there, who is now killing it on Fortnite. And now some of the Pack members obviously have gone on to have their own successful careers. But a lot of those guys would probably attribute what they did as the Pack in that group, and they weren't building a brand. The Pack wasn't a brand, but it was 5 to 6 creators all making Minecraft content, all helping each other creatively, all coming up with ideas. There's a lot of value in that. So if you're a small creator, you need to think about like who can help, or who can I help, and how can we do this as a team? That's where this is also very successful. And so I hope more people on TikTok and YouTube are thinking about that, especially Twitch. Like Twitch is another one, especially with Among Us becoming so popular. Like how can I get in a group to provide value and funny commentary so they have good videos, as well as like helping me grow.